Multi-step Pythagorean theorem level 2. A straw is placed inside a rectangular box that is 4 inches by 6 inches by 8 inches as shown. If the straw fits exactly into the box diagonally from the bottom left corner to the top right back corner, how long is the straw? Leave your answer in simplest form. Okay, so I want to be super clear on this. I'm just going to take it slowly, step by step. And what I would like to do first is I would like to try and draw a rectangular prism. So I'm going to draw the front of the rectangle. And then what you want to do is you want to kind of copy that front face and kind of draw it top and right. So a rectangle in the front and rectangle in the back. And then the easiest way is just to join the corners with a diagonal line. And then by doing that, you have your rectangular prism. I do want to point out that these dashed lines are the lines that appear through the diagram, kind of like if you were Superman and you had like X-ray vision. I am going to go ahead and draw a dashed line from the bottom left-hand corner to the top right back corner there, because that's ultimately what our goal. And I know my diagram isn't perfect, but it's enough to be able to set it up. So hopefully this makes sense to you. So the length of this side, they said that that's 8 inches. They said that the bottom, which is the width, that's 4 inches. And then extending back, this would be our length, that would be 6 inches. So 8 inches in height, 4 inches in width, and 6 inches in length. So we're basically going to have 2 steps for this. Step number 1 is we want to go ahead and make the bottom a triangle. So what I have to do is from the bottom left corner, I'm going to draw a diagonal through to the back side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the bottom of this triangle, the bottom of this rectangle into a triangle. We should know how to do that. So again, the bottom of the rectangle becomes a triangle. And then this corner right here, this would actually be 90 degrees right here. So this right here would be 90 degrees. So I'm just going to put my right angle right here. So this would have a length of 6 inches. This would have a length of 4 inches. And then this one right over here that I don't know, this is across from the right angle. That's my hypotenuse, so that's my C value. That's what I'm actually going to figure out. So I'd write A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So again, A and B can be 4 and 6 or 6 and 4, whichever. I'm just going to go ahead and do 4 squared plus 6 squared is equal to C squared. 4 squared is 4 times 4, that's 16. 6 squared is 36, because 6 times 6 is equal to C squared. And then 16 and 36, so that's going to be 52, is equal to C squared. Then we'll go ahead and we will square root both sides, because we got to get rid of that square. Again, square roots and squares get rid of each other. So I've got C on the right side, and I'm going to leave this simply root 52. There's no reason to change it at all. And you would definitely not punch that into the calculator as root 52, because this is not a perfect square, and it's going to give you a decimal that'll go on forever, and it won't have a pattern. So it's an irrational. Okay, so now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that the hypotenuse on the bottom, this is going to be root 52, which is, again, I guess I could put it over here if I wanted to. There's root 52. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab a different dashed line, and that's going to be the hypotenuse. This, we know that that's root 52, and this one up here, we know that that's 8 inches. So to clarify, this is 8 inches because that side is 8 inches. This is what we don't know. This is going to be our C value. And now I'm going to draw a second triangle. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but one that you can at least write the right angle. So here's my right angle. Along the bottom, that's root 52, what we have listed right there. So along the bottom, that's going to be root 52. The height is going to be 8, and then again, this is my C value again from the right angle. And all these problems are the same thing. So step 1, find the Pythagorean, or use the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse in the bottom. And then step number 2, you're going to go use the Pythagorean theorem again, but different now. We're going to find the hypotenuse in this vertical blue triangle. So a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So I can do 8 and root 52 or root 52 and 8, doesn't matter. I'm just going to put in root 52 in for my a. And that whole thing is squared plus 8 squared is equal to my c squared. Please remember that the square and the square root will undo each other. They'll get rid of each other. So that's just going to be regular 52 plus 8 squared is 8 times 8, and that's 64, is equal to c squared. 64 and 52, those are going to add together to give us 116 is equal to c squared. And then we'll get rid of the square by square rooting both sides of the equation. And so then we have c is equal to whatever this breaks down to. Now the nice thing about it is that I can see that it's an even number, so it's going to divide by 2. So let's always try and break it down. I will let you know that most of the questions in here, once you get to the root, it's typically a prime number, but this is not prime, so it's a good review for us. So there's 116, and as I stated, that's going to be 2 and 58. 2 is prime. 58, let's see, that's going to give me 2 and 29. And let's see, 29, it doesn't divide by 2. Let's check threes. Remember the rule for threes? You just add the digits. 2 plus 9 is equal to 11. 3 does not go into 11. So this is actually a prime number. So I can actually get rid of this. This is going to be a prime. So I would have 2 times 2 times 29. I'm going to rewrite them underneath the radical. I'd have 2 times 2 times 29. The pair of 2's, because we always pull out the pairs, I'm going to write 1, 2 on the outside. So my final answer is going to be 2 root 29. And so I'm going to come over here and put 2 root 29 is equal to c. And I'm going to box that as that I believe that that's my final answer. So let's go over to Delta Math and see if it works out. And I'm going to put 2 root 29. Green check mark is good. Red X isn't bad, but again, I'd caution you if you get it wrong, stop and find out where you went wrong. In this case, we got it right. So really, these type of problems, you're simply going to make a triangle out of the bottom, solve for the hypotenuse. Then you'll make a triangle that's vertical through it, and you'll solve for the hypotenuse again, and that's it.